Let us read this article, guys. Destiny 2 might remove some Into the Light content with the final shape. This is from Zahad here. With the release of the free Into the Light update in Destiny 2 earlier this month, questions arise regarding which content might be vaulted with the launch of the final shape expansion in June. The Into the Light update has brought a plethora of exciting additions to Destiny 2 this month, including the Onslaught Horde mode activity, a cache of 12 reissued weapons, the alluring Super Black shader, and the social hub known as the Hall of Champions and more. However, as fans are diving into the new update, there's a looming shadow of uncertainty that has left many players wondering if the new content will stay in the game after the final shape or will get removed with the new expansion. On April the 9th, Bungie released an official roadmap for the Into the Light update, suggesting that some of the new content included in the free update may be removed from the game once the final shape expansion arrives. Okay, so this is actually the roadmap here. April 9th through June the 3rd. We've got Onslaught, new wave-based defensive PvE activity, the weapons, and then, the layout of the weapons. That's right. Actually, this coming up week, we've got Mount Top, Midnight Coup, Hammerhead for Barons, and then Blast Furnace, Lunacy on April the 30th, which is way better than 6 weeks, right? Now, will Destiny 2 Into the Light content be removed? Based on the official Into the Light roadmap on Destiny 2's website, it appears that some of the newly added content will only be available until June the 3rd. This is because Bungie has provided an end date of June the 3rd for some of the content, including the Hall of Champions social space, Pantheon Raid Boss Gauntlet, Brave Arsenal limited edition shiny variants, the Super Black shader, and new armor. It's likely that these items and activities will be removed from the game after this date, though not officially confirmed. When you lump it all together like that, that is a lot. They're going to get rid of Pantheon? The Pantheon Raid Boss Gauntlet too? Has that truly been confirmed that Pantheon's not going to stay around? Pantheon seems so cool. I mean, we'll see how it is in practice, right? But it seems so cool that to take it out of the game, you know, I almost feel like it's one of those things you could leave in and even add potentially the new raid bosses. I wonder what the reason is behind that. And what's more is if we look at the description for the Super Black shader and armor under the Spoils of War section on the official website, it specifically states that the new armor and the Super Black shader will only be available through June the 3rd, 2024. This means that players who want to acquire this rare gear must do so before the specified date, which falls a day before the release of the final shape. Look, here's the thing. I think most people can probably get the shader before then, right? I'm more, you know, on the, I just hope nothing happens to Onslaught. I think Onslaught is a fun enough activity that it should stay around and even have additional, you know, maps and maybe different modifiers, perhaps even something that can go to like, if not wave 100, maybe like, you know, a Grandmaster version, which would be nuts just to see how that would go. I mean, that would be wild. As for Onslaught, Bungie has confirmed that it will be moving the activity over to a dedicated node in the Vanguard Ops with the launch of the final shape. Awesome. Okay. With them doing that, I just have a feeling they're going to have some additions there with Onslaught. And there are no end dates for the Whisper and 0 Hour exotic missions, no more Brave weapons, and PvP map pack, indicating that these will remain available indefinitely. Surely. Bungie's confirmed that players will be able to acquire the 12 reissued non-shiny variants of the Brave weapons even after the final shape launches. However, it is unclear whether other content from the Into the Light update will be removed or not. Bungie has yet to make an official statement regarding the fate of this content. Now, when he says the shiny variants, guys, those are the ones that are literally shiny. Like, it's literally these versions of the weapons, guys. And they're called shiny because they're literally shiny, right? They've got a custom look to them. They are extremely rare. They are by far the rarest thing in the game. I have probably gotten, I don't know. I think I've gotten like maybe 8 to 10, and we've played every single day for like, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little bit longer in some cases. And they're rare. They are very rare. And the thing that makes them desirable is they have a column. They have 2 traits in either column. And yes, in final shape, you will be able to enhance both of these. You're going to be able to enhance all 4 of these traits, which is very unique to just these Brave weapons. I don't know, man. This is such a weird thing because you've got people saying, hey, I love that I actually get excited for a drop. And people, I mean, you genuinely get excited when you see a shiny drop. It kind of reminds you of like way back in the day when an exotic would actually drop on you. And so that's very exciting. So there are people that are like, keep the same level of rarity. And in that same vein, by keeping that level of rarity, by having it only for this limited amount of time, that too adds to that rarity. You know, I've seen some stuff brought up. What if wave 50 could give you a guaranteed shiny? I think in the least, wave 50 should be something that we should be incentivized for, because a lot of people are just going to wave 10 and resetting to get, you know, their 2 drops on legend and then bouncing and just doing waves 1 through 10 over and over, which is extremely boring. I think wave 50 should give you an overwhelming amount of loot. And with that overwhelming amount of loot, you have more opportunities to get one of those shinies. As far as like the super black shader, I kind of think of it as like essentially the same thing as a memento. You know, we have mementos during our events, and those are limited to the events itself. And so that's the desire there. Is there FOMO around some of this? Absolutely. And that's purposely in place. As far as Pantheon goes, though, that's interesting that that's going away, because I feel like that's going to be received so well. I wonder if maybe if Pantheon comes out, everybody goes crazy over it, loves it, and it's like one of the best things Bungie's ever done, if they may reconsider, you know, because they're looking at analytics, they're looking at watch time. If Pantheon is one of those things that everybody is crazy about and the playtime for it is off the charts, they have to reconsider leaving it in the game, I would think. And then perhaps add other bosses to that rotation. Keep in mind, though, the base salutes, all of those weapons will still be earnable after the final shape goes live, right? So that's still going to be there. And the activity onslaught is still going to be there. Pantheon won't. And the shiny variants won't. And of course, the super black shader won't. And neither will the Hall of Champions. As it's going to just, that node is going to be moved to the Vanguard Ops playlist. I mean, this is stuff we already knew. Like, I knew that this was going to be a limited event. So this doesn't really, this article doesn't necessarily like stir anything within me, because outside of like Pantheon, because I didn't realize that was going to rotate out. But outside of that, like everything else I knew was for a limited amount of time. Where did anyone read Pantheon is going away, though, apart from this article? Did Bungie say something about it? Did they, I mean, maybe in the roadmap here. It's got Pantheon here from April the 30th through June the 3rd. Ah, gotcha. So it's in their own roadmap. Oh, and Bungie also said we have 5 weeks to earn the seal. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you know, I don't know. That also makes the seal and that title extremely valuable. You want to, like, I want to go into the final shape with Godslayer, knowing that we only have those 5 weeks to get those, right? That's a very tight window. And it's going to get progressively harder because we're going to eventually be at plus 20. So it's going to be contest mode. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I love it. I don't know. I grew up playing RuneScape. The things that were normally like limited event items were holiday items. But man, some of them were the most valuable things in the game. Look, had you actually been one of the first RuneScape players and gotten a party hat or a Santa hat, you would have been so wealthy. You would have more money than you knew what to do with. If you were a late player coming in, did you feel that level of FOMO? Absolutely. But this also gave it value, right? Kind of some relation here, okay? I mean, FOMO's just been part of my life. What I'm saying, I literally have FOMO in all the games I've played. There may be a couple of single player games that I didn't. Can I also say this? Don't get me wrong. I love the shiny versions of these weapons. But if the loot and final shape doesn't make me want to drop every god roll I have farmed from now into final shape, then what does that tell you about the expansion? You know what I mean? I'm sure I'm going to still hang on to a number of these, especially going into the final shape. But by God, I hope whatever we get to play in the final shape, especially the new archetypes of weapon, that it's going to be things that are going to be like irreplaceable to me. And I'm going to be super happy to have them in my arsenal. Make shinies for all legendaries with double perks on them so we can hunt them all. Oh, so like while you're farming for Palindrome in the future, a shiny version of it could just randomly drop during your farm. Is that where you're coming from? That would definitely add a lot of value and incentive to go for some of those weapons again, outside of the new traits and combinations you can get. I mean, it's already more rare than exotics. I would say exotics right now are not rare, but imagine all the RNG stones were lined up for you and you're at the lighthouse and you're picking up your igneous hammer or your summoner, not igneous, but summoner. And not only is it an adept summoner, but a shiny variant, a 1 in however many chance, but a shiny variant of that adept. Yeah, that would be rare. You would literally be able to hold that up next to someone, especially if it has the right roll, and be like, this is my weapon. It's literally better than yours, both in its look and its trait combinations, the multiple trait combinations. But this is the opposite of craftable weapons. It is the opposite. And that's what's the, oh man, this is such a we just opened up a can of worms. It started off being a video just talking about the things that are going to be rotating out of the game when June the 3rd comes. But now we just opened up the can of worms of craftable weapons versus RNG drops. A lot of people say the thing that has killed Destiny has been the crafting system. I don't believe in that. I love being able to craft weapons, considering... Here's the thing. If you're going to take away crafting, then you have to give me at least a 3,000 vault or potentially unlimited vault. You know, I need all the vault space possible, because crafting fixed the vault issue. That's really what it fixed. Think about how many weapon rolls you keep versus like weapon rolls you keep of a non-crafted weapon versus weapon rolls you keep of that crafted weapon. That one crafted weapon you have, you keep only one of it. Whereas your RNG rolls, you'll have 5, 6, 7, 10 rolls of that one weapon depending on its use. But in the meantime, guys, yes, if you're looking to get these shiny variant weapons, FOMO is it's going to be a real thing if you don't get them. And the good thing is you can still jump in the game. You can still get the curator role. You could do the quest. You could still get something from this event, no matter if you just have a single day to run on slots or the next 2 months, right? So I think you're going to still walk away with something good from it. And then for the rest of us that want that 5 out of 5 God roll shiny variant, yes, it's going to take a lot of time and some RNG crystals, of which I can't find some RNG crystals right now.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.